Hey guys, if it's your first time here, I'm Wyatt. I'm a social media manager and a public relations student. I work for a digital creative agency in Los Angeles, and I relocated to northern Arizona to finish school. And in today's video, I'm going to go over all of the programs and applications that I use on my iMac for social media management. Iced coffee first. Okay, so first up, I use a basic scheduler for all agency clients called Later. Later is a really great scheduling tool that schedules across Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, Facebook, and they are now adding LinkedIn and TikTok as well. I mostly use this for Instagram because of their really cool visual planner tool. So it will show you everything that's already existing on the Instagram account, and it will show you what it will look like when you drag over photos that you're thinking about posting. It's a great way to give clients an idea of what their Instagram will look like before actually having to post anything. Another great feature with Later is their first comment tool, which is amazing. You can add the first comment in conjunction with another tool that I use. I get trending hashtags and hashtags that will perform well for the type of content that I'm producing. It's really great so you don't forget it. It'll auto-publish the comment and the post at your desired time, and it's a huge time saver. So the next tool that I'm going to tell you about is not necessarily a tool that's on my computer. It is on my phone. It's called Hashtag Expert. It's a new addition to my assets, and it's amazing. So instead of having to create traditional hashtag banks, which I have done on Google Docs, spreadsheets, emails, text messages, and trying to locate all of these for different clients, it's amazing just to have a list of one or three hashtags, depending what the category is, like coffee, food, cosmetics, interior design, upholstery, lifestyle, the basics. Like if you're going to do a coffee post, you can go to Hashtag Expert, and with a hashtag you have in mind, let's say a popular one is cups in frame. You would go to the search bar and type in cups in frame and hit generate hashtags, and it will generate a bank of hashtags, multiple banks of hashtags for you, and gives you performance ratings, grades on each of them. And with the Pro, you can select and pick between each one if you want to build your own. So it's a huge time saver, and it's a great way to just get your content out there. And the hashtags you can actually track the performance of yourself. Back on Later, there's an analytics section to see how well your performance of your posts are doing. And there's a section where you can check hashtags specifically and see which ones are working and which ones aren't. So with these two tools together, you're unstoppable. So of course, I, as a social media manager, deal a lot with photography, not necessarily taking the photography, though occasionally I do, but editing it so I have a cohesive look across all accounts. So to do this, I use a combination of Adobe's suite as Photoshop, and I love Lightroom, specifically Lightroom Mobile. There is a desktop version though. So if anything needs to be a little bit cleaned up, you can use the spot healing tool on Photoshop. You can remove the background on objects to create graphics. And in Lightroom, you can adjust the contrast, the lighting, the hue, the color saturation. It's amazing. A really easy way to do this is to get some presets on Etsy. I'm a huge fan. I'll link some of my favorite presets below. They just make a huge difference, and they can take a really blah camera phone snapped photo and turn it into a beautiful quality photo. I got a little tired, so I'm gonna drink some coffee. One sec. So sorry if the lighting changed. I forgot about this program and I'm editing it in just a little bit later. It is Canva. I know if you're a graphic designer, you're gonna roll your eyes at me, but Canva is so amazing for people who don't have graphic design experience or don't have the resources to hire a graphic designer. We're lucky enough to have a graphic designer on our team. I love her, she's amazing, produces beautiful work, but sometimes if I need to reduce something on my own, just really quick, I will use Canva to do it. So you have thousands and thousands of templates and different sizes for Instagram posts, Instagram stories, Pinterest posts, Facebook posts, YouTube thumbnails. They have everything you need. And with Canva Premium, you have the option to use their designer style tool. So if you're not quite happy with the way your posts look, you can go to the style tool, select, I believe they have about 100 different options of pre-made palettes. And you keep pressing them until you find something that you like. And of course you can customize it any way you want. And it just makes graphic design accessible for everyone. You can even have print materials, which is really great, and I've definitely used it before. Another big time saver that I absolutely adore and love, true to dear, I want to marry this application, is Kickstar.co. They are an amazing automated engagement tool. It's not a bot program, so I do have a video talking about this a little bit more in depth with a mini tutorial that I will link on either side. I don't know which one it is. But essentially, Kickstar is automated engagement where you can target your competitors or people just like you that you think their audience would like your content. And Kickstar will go through and like those people's followers, all of their photos and stuff. It's amazing. And I gained at least a few hundred across all the accounts just in a couple of months, a few hundred followers. It's amazing. They have performance ratings per account so you can see which ones are working and which ones aren't. Again, you can watch my last video on that. It's amazing. Now down to the nitty-gritty, not so pretty programs that I use. So at my agency, we're a huge fan of Google Drive. And I know you're thinking, Google Drive, social media, how does that go together? Well, I, at the agency, do influencer coordination, so it's not all Instagram and likes all day, guys. It is spreadsheets and emails and a lot of organization, a lot of files you have to make. But one of my favorite tools on Google Drive is the Google Sheets. So I have multiple sheets of different influencers that I want to collaborate with. So I just type in their handle, I link to that handle, I type in their follower count, what kind of content they make, and their contact information. And then I have a color coordinated key that if I've reached out to them, if we worked with them, if I reached out and they said no, if it's a maybe, we're not quite ready to work with them yet. It's a huge time saver organizer. It's amazing and it keeps everything in one place. Another program that I use as a social media / digital media manager is MailChimp. So this is for email marketing campaigns to send out. We use it for weekly newsletters for one of our clients back east. It's really easy, kind of plug and play. You can create a newsletter super user-friendly, and you can have multiple links, change the font, and MailChimp is great. You can see the analytics and everything. So if you need email marketing, I would definitely check out using MailChimp. And again, another not so pretty tool that I use is Grammarly Premium. I have been known to misspell a lot. It's an ongoing joke at my weekly deliverables meeting with the directors of the agency. We go through all the copy that I've written and all of the photos that I selected. I have a great eye. Visually, everything is beautiful, and I'm a good storyteller. I'm a horrible speller, like so bad. So I've since gotten Grammarly Premium, and I run all of my social media copy through there. If I write any blogs or articles, I do that freelance. I would run it through there too, and it's really amazing. Even if you're just a student, it lets you pick what kind of knowledge your audience has. If they're a layman, which means they don't know, if they kind of understand, or if they're an expert. It also lets you choose the tone, so if you want to be academic, casual, friendly, and you can click multiple. It saved my butt many times, so I definitely recommend checking that out. I will also link to that in the description. So along with social media management, I am a podcast producer for the agency. We're working on a couple of new releases. That's why you do see my microphone there. I also have a podcast on my own with my cousin. I don't consider myself a producer of that. I just do it. But I do utilize the free tool by Spotify called Anchor. It's amazing for editing, hosting, and using the analytics tool for your podcast. So it'll tell you how many unique listeners you have, how many listeners you've had, how many listening hours you've had, where your listeners are in the world, and what platforms they're listening to you on. With Anchor, it really is a one and done shop. You record, you edit, you upload, and you publish all in one suite. They'll even help you make cover art. It's great. You can also create a listener funding page. So if you're a small podcast and you don't have sponsorships or a label that represents you, a great way to make money is to utilize Anchor's listeners funding page, and you can link it in your show notes of your podcast, and they can make a monthly donation starting at 99 cents and going up to, I believe, $10, their choice, and they can cancel anytime just to support you, and it's amazing. But aside from that, Anchor also does make it really easy to make money on your podcast. They make sponsorships a breeze. All you have to do is click and drag a sponsored spot into your episode, and they will work to find you a sponsor to go in that spot, depending on what your podcast is about and the amount of listeners you have. You don't have to have many to get a sponsorship. And of course, you do get to approve every single one, and you get to record the ad yourself. Talking a lot just makes me so out of breath and tired, because I'm like, I told my manager the other day, I'm like a little squirrel with like PTSD and ADHD. I'm just so traumatized, I don't want to talk to anyone, but also I just talk as a defense mechanism. And it's just like, blah! And inside I'm just like, no, please, leave me alone. One more not so sexy tool that I use is Toggl. Toggl.com. They also have a desktop application and a mobile app. Toggl is great to track how much time you're working on a project. So you go to the little top bar they have, and you can type in responding to emails for blank. And you press play on the timer, and it'll track your time, and you click stop when you're done, and you can move on to the next project. At the end of the week, you can generate a report and see how much time you've spent on each project. That way your agency, or if you're freelance, you can bill each client with peace of mind knowing that you haven't forgotten anything or overcharged them. It's amazing. All right, guys, so that's most of the tools that I use on pretty much an everyday basis as a social media manager. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope this helps anyone out who is trying to be a social media manager. If you want to see more of that kind of content, you can click subscribe and watch more of my videos. I do day in the life of a social media manager type videos a lot, so you can watch those. And if you want a video going into more detail about how I became a social media manager and what you need to do to become one, let me know and I will make one for you. All right, thanks so much, guys. Have a great one.